afternoon, everyone. My name is Craig. I'm one of your recovery coaches here at Capital Recovery Center.
Good day. My name is Michael, one of your grateful recovery coaches at Capital Recovery Center.
And my name is Karen, also a Capital Recovery Coach.
All right. What we got going on? A point announcement?
Yes. Just a reminder, we have our overdose vigil on August 31st, which will be held at the NJ Motorsport Park. Registration is required, so if you need any information, please let us know. And our Recovery on Wheels is going to be out next Wednesday, the 26th. I'm sorry, not Wednesday, Thursday, the 26th, at Spirit and Truth Ministries from 10 to 2.
So that's going to be, come out there, Recovery on Wheels. If you have anybody that's needing inpatient treatment or any type of services dealing with the substance use disorder, please come on out to the Spirit of Truth. And also don't forget that even if you only want some information in regards to substance use disorder, utility payment, temporary ID, there's a host of things that you can contact us for. So please check us out that day.
And also, just as a reminder, on next Friday, on the 27th, there's going to be a South Jersey Reentry Coalition Employment Fair.
What's the location?
Well, let's see. Location is going to be at 100 South 2nd Street, Millville, New Jersey. Please come out and join us, and there's going to be a lot of employers looking at those who are ready to be employed. All right. Once again, the South Jersey Reentry Coalition is going to be out Friday on the 27th. The time, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The Trinity First Hope Center Church, located at 100 South 2nd Street in Millville, New Jersey.
All right. So without further ado, I think that's all our announcements, right?
Yeah.
That I can think of, and anything that's come up, we'll add it. But anyway, welcome everybody. We've been going over the different pathways for the last few Thursdays. We've been hitting all types of different pathways. Last week we were talking about the importance of outpatient and inpatient treatment. Well, they did. I was off. But anyway, so one of the pathways we're going to talk about today is peer recovery support, which we are actually peer recovery coaches. So we are in this field for you guys right now. So today's lesson is going to be on the benefits of peer recovery support systems. And it was provided by PromisesBehavioralHealth.com. If you go to the description on this video, you can be able to get the lesson and download it for yourself. Again, the link to this lesson is already in the description. If you would like to have it sent to you or inbox you, just put the number 5 in the comment section and I'll make sure it's sent straight to you. All right. What are peer recovery support services? We're going to talk about what are peer recovery support services. Peer recovery support services are services that are designed and delivered by people who themselves have experienced both substance use disorder and recovery themselves, or have a loved one who have experienced substance use disorder. They know what it's like to be a person who struggles with substance use disorder and the daily pressures and stress to overcome the guilt, sadness, confusion, to try to find a job, rebuild careers, relationship, and self-esteem. Peer recovery support specialists or services can be provided by not simply anybody who has struggled with a substance use disorder or criminal lifestyle, but also by loved ones who have hands-on experience of dealing with someone in their family. Because they have, which is very unique, we have that situation here. We have two different perspectives. I also have it at my home. My wife never touched any type of substance. She drunk wine one time. She just told me she was drunk. She's lying. But anyway, so she drunk once in her life. But anyway, her perspective from dealing with someone with substance use disorder is something that I never experienced. So she gives me an education from her point, and I give her education from my point, and either side is valid. One side can't say you didn't feel that or you didn't go through that because neither person experienced that situation. The reason why I'm saying that is because I often come across people who think just because they never experienced a substance use disorder that they can't do or teach individuals who have. But I want you to know that you have the best coping skills ever. If your testimony or your story is you've never done it, that's the powerful you have.
And so we are here to remind you that we are here to provide a service. Some of the services are, as we read before, our jobs, rebuilding your careers,
nice,
relationship, and self-esteem.
Job is very important. Jobs, we were just speaking about the re-employment fair that's coming up on the 27th. That's one of the things that peer recovery support services provide. We link you to employers who are willing to help you despite you having a past, which everybody does. But just despite you having a past in the field of criminal lifestyle or substance use disorder. And rebuilding careers, because a lot of individuals had careers or things that they had due to their situation, it caused them to abandon their careers. So we want to try to connect you to that. Relationships is very important. You need relationships in order to maintain your sobriety. And self-esteem can only be built up, I believe, by celebrating small victories. Because if you try to look at the end result, you can get depressing because you see how messed up things were. But if you celebrate small victories, it will help you build your self-esteem.
And since we are in the season of this COVID thing, a lot of people have been struggling with employment, self-esteem, relationships, and things of that nature. And so this center, Capital Recovery Center, have people like us and those in the surrounding community are here to help you along the journey. All right?
All right. The purpose of peer recovery support services is to provide hope to those in recovery and to help them stay in recovery, thus reducing the likelihood of relapse. With their powerful message of hope combined with their experience of the peers who have been successful in their recovery effort, these services extend the clinical reach of treatment and go directly into the lives of people who most need them. That's the purpose. That is our purpose while we're here.
So we are what we call a continuum of care.
Yeah.
Once you go through those stages of detox, clinical therapy, treatment, and you need further assistance along the way, we are here as recovery coach, recovery services, however you may term us. However, we are here to help you along within the continuum of care.
And we also give people hope. When you, I didn't know it previously, but I always had hope even when I was struggling with my substance use disorder. And where I found my hope at is I knew somebody who defeated the situation I had. And that's how I tell people today, if you can find somebody that overcame the situation you are currently dealing with, lock on that person, and that will give you some hope. Well, at least that's what gave me hope, because I knew individuals who had overcome the struggles that I had. So to try to give you a message of hope, I always use my own personal life as an example that your life can completely turn around. That's my message for Sunday. But anyway.
Right. Let's go moving on.
Let's go. Yep. Go ahead.
All right. Types of social support and peer recovery support services. Backed by considerable research that recovery is enhanced with social support, 4 types of social support have been identified: emotional, informational, instrumental, and affiliational support.
Good.
Recovery community service program projects have found these types of support useful in organizing community-based peer recovery support services. Notice they use community-based peer recovery support services. And that is so profound because when they talking about evidence-based treatment, and so we are coming from a experience perspective, whether it be those who've used, as Mike stated earlier, or whether you have not used, we coming from a experience-based perspective. Individuals in recovery don't have a single need. They have many needs.
Whoa, put over pause and park right there. Hey, we do the recovery management plan here with individuals when we sit them down and we do an RC. And when we do the recovery management plan, we want to find out, although we know individuals have many needs, we want to find out what's the most important need that needs to be addressed. Because if a person thinks, if you think, well, we need to take care of this situation first, but really on their list, the thing that needs to be taken care at a higher rate is the thing we want to address. That's why when he read, they have many individuals in recovery don't have a single need, they have many needs. If you try to take a person, I was just listening to a guy and he was saying, hey man, yeah, we about to give out these, we were giving out frozen turkeys to all the homeless. And he said, why are you giving out frozen turkeys to people who can't cook? And then he thought about it. Man, you right. I'm giving all these people these turkeys and they don't even have nowhere to cook them. So he figured, why not go cook the food and bring the cooked food to them? But their priority was they were homeless, and he wanted to feed them, but giving them a cold turkey wasn't helping them at all. I mean, I would have sold it, but anyway.
That is so true, because when I used to do assessments from a different perspective, there was a lot of times people who was suffering from substance use disorder, when we asked them and we did an assessment, we asked them which need that they'd rather to address first. And they said, and then we give them, a lot of times when you do assessment, you may get 3 different needs. And it may be a job, it may be housing, and it may be substance abuse. And so out of those 3, most of the time, those who are still suffering from substance use disorder, which one do you think they probably pick first? Housing or employment. And so instead of setting them up for failure, we try to encourage them, let's address the substance use disorder first.
Because you get that job.
You get on a job and then
You just give them more money in case.
Exactly. And so you made a valid point with the church.
Yeah, and the guy was feeding all the people, but it made sense. He never thought about it like that. His intention was to help them. Yeah. And then when the guy said, why are you giving them all turkeys? If they live under the bridge. And he said, man. So the guy told him, why don't y'all go cook the food and then bring it? And he said, man, and he was doing it for years, but he never seen it like that. Because what we were just reading, individuals in recovery don't have a single need. They have many needs. And what we want you to try, what we're trying to convey to anybody who's viewing this video now or later, is we understand that you have many needs, but you need to find out what's the most important need to address realistically. Because you can just say this is more important when it's not realistically, it's not really that important.
And so to further this topic, it says, as you can see the screen, types of social support and peer recovery support services. They may need assistance in finding a job, just requiring a job referral service, informational support, but their confidence level may be at all-time lows. So they also need emotional support, perhaps in some type of coaching on interviewing skills, how to dress appropriately, follow-up tips. And so let's talk about some of the skills or some of the services that we may provide here at Capital Recovery Center, and that is job skills. Yeah. And so that's one of the things we wanted to address, and also how to dress for success. How to conduct oneself during an interview. That's so important. And another thing, follow up.
Follow-ups.
You know, we may call a guy and say, hey, what happened with the job? Well, I'm waiting on them to call me back.
Yeah.
How long have that been? 2 weeks. Well, it's time for you to call them and let them know that you are still interested in that job. All right?
And confidence level, he also mentioned, but their confidence level may be at an all-time low. And coming out of a substance use disorder, I can tell you personally, my confidence now is nowhere near where I was when I was first coming out my initial year. That first year, my confidence still wasn't there. But you have to build your confidence level. You have to find things to build your confidence. When you're trying to go get another job or build your career back or just do anything to change your life, find things that can help build up your confidence. If you have a spiritual foundation before, reestablish or revise that or revisit that spiritual foundation, no matter what that thing might be. If you have relationships that you possibly destroyed, see if that was good, healthy relationships. Reach out to some of them people if possible, and they might help you with reestablishing or rebuilding your confidence. Let's go. One of the things that we identify, 4 types of social support that we have identified is emotional. The first one is emotional. You want to read?
Yeah. Emotional support, which may include peer mentoring or support groups led by peers, encourages the individual through empathy, concern, or care, helping to bolster confidence and self-esteem.
Nice. Emotional support, which may include peer mentoring, support groups led by peers, like coffee and conversation, ALll Recovery Meetings, those are support groups led by peers. So we need you to tune in every Thursday at 1 p.m. and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. to our coffee and conversation meetings. These are support group meetings that are led by the peers. So you can tune in for those things every week. They should be on your screen. You see it on the screen? Yeah, ALll Recovery Meetings at 1 p.m. and coffee and conversation is Tuesday at 10 p.m. So this help. Huh?
A.M.
10 a.m. I'm sorry. 10 a.m. You come on here 10 p.m. at night. You want emotional, that type of support. We give you emotional support here, and we use empathy, concern, and of care, helping to boost your confidence and self-esteem. That's why we're doing this. We want to try to help build you up. We don't want to tear you down. You have enough of that going on in your own self-conscious. Trust me, I know.
No. The second bullet is information. Examples of information support may include a wellness seminar, child parenting class, or training for a new job. The purpose of the information support is to provide training in various life or vocational skills and to share knowledge and information.
Informational. That's a good word there. The purpose of it is to provide training in various life and vocational skills. So that's going to be something that we do initially at Capital Recovery Center, is have like vocational training. And a lot of times we're not just saying that you don't know it. We want to revive it. It probably was already there. A lot of things that I know are coming back to me after I left the substance use situation alone. Some of the stuff started coming back that I used to like doing. But social skills, we will be teaching on vocational skills. We will be doing a lot of those things to give you informational stuff.
And so our aspect, coming from our perspective, is to break down some of those barriers.
Barriers.
Remember that word, barriers, because a lot of people are facing that coming out of substance abuse disorders and or incarceration or homelessness, whatever the case may be. We are here to help you navigate through those things by giving you some informational skills.
Or emotional skills.
Or emotional.
Build you up. Informational, emotional. Let's go. Next, number 3. Who's up? Me or you?
It's on you.
It's on you?
Why not? Instrumental. Let's be instrumental about it.
All right.
All right. People in recovery often need assistance in order to complete certain tasks.
Yeah.
Such instrumental support may include transportation, or childcare, or help to access various community health and social services. And that is so important. A lot of people who don't have means of transportation, and those who may not have Medicaid where they can't schedule an appointment with logistic care. Logistic care is a means of transportation for those who have Medicaid insurance. And so what we discovered here at Capital Recovery, why don't we fill in the gap by providing those with bus tickets?
Yeah.
That's one of the things that we do, right?
We got that.
And we got a van.
And we got a van, and we got different organizations that provide transportation. Like, for instance, if we do an intake, an individual needs to go to a substance use treatment, we connect them with transportation. They don't have to worry about the stress of how I'm going to get there. Don't worry about that. Just focus on being where you need to go. We need to find out where you're going. We need to find out where you need the driver to pick you up, and we need a telephone number so the driver can call you ahead of time and let you know that they're on their way. We don't want you to worry about that. We want to be instrumental in helping you with all the services that we can provide for you at all on our back, trying to help you. Your job is to just carry out the assignment or the plan that we have in place for you.
Whether that be a doctor's appointment, court appointment, employment. Listen, explain to us what your services and needs are, and we're going to do the best to provide that for you.
All right, next one. Let's move. Affiliational. A sense of belonging, of community. We want y'all to feel like y'all belong to us. We have on our we say welcome to our living room. When somebody come here, I usually offer them a seat, glass of water. Craig don't always offer them water. I offer them a bottle of water, a seat. You know, I want them to feel like they're at home, feel like they belong, being a part of us,
Of this community.
Of this community, a sense of belonging. It's nothing like feeling like you belong. A sense of belonging, of community, and being with other people to promote learning, social, and recreational skills is important to those in recovery. Affiliational support may include opportunities for socializing that are drug and alcohol free, encouraging participating in sports, and making recovery centers available. We about to have some kickball tournaments or something, basketball tournaments, clean stuff, soccer,
And
yeah.
also, Karen brought out this great idea about painting.
Yeah.
Arts and craft.
Arts and craft.
Arts and craft. Believe it or not, people, those type of activities are very therapeutic. They are so holistic and healthy because it relieves stress, right? And it helps you along the way when you're having a difficult day. You'll be able to let go of some of those things and be around people that who are going through the same thing you may have.
Yeah.
But you know, you'll be surprised who's going through what, and yet, you know, find a way of coping with them through activities here at Capital Recovery Center. So don't be a stranger. Contact us, you know, here at the office. Telephone number could be reached by what?
1-888-236-2448. 1-800-236-2448. And also you can reach us at 856-391-7449. Or you can just call us up, man. Come on down. We talking about affiliational.
And you having too much fun today, man.
Hey man, this is clean, sober fun, man. This is life. This is life on the other side, man. You can just laugh
without even no substance.
Yeah, man.
That's beautiful.
Hey, we encourage participation in a lot of things. We also want to encourage participation in our walks on Friday at 11 a.m. We have a recovery walk, and we encourage your participation. If you're out there, you want to go on a walk or recovery walk, just come to 72 North Pearl Street. Knock on the door, we come out and go for a walk at 11 o'clock every Friday. All right. Next, we're going to go to how it works. Period. Go ahead.
Oh, you got it?
No, you got it. You
I
got it.
thought maybe somebody else wants to read it.
Oh, good.
Cam, you like to read it?
Some of it.
I'll read it, yeah, I'll
Some
read
of
some of it.
Okay.
Peer recovery support groups have a peer leader who provides support to peers, those seeking help to establish or maintain their recovery. In the interaction, both the peer leader and peers receive mutual support, and the recovery gains strength in the process. The peer leader may have different titles such as recovery guide, coach, or mentor, peer resource specialist, or peer services interventionist. The role of the peer leader, however, is very clearly distinguished from that of a 12-step sponsor, treatment counselor, or other professional. This is because the intent of the peer recovery support services is to enhance the recovery process by not duplicating other services in the community. Sometimes questions come up that are not the purview of the peer leader. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
Okay.
It's important to note that the peer leader do not diagnose, give advice, or provide therapy. For example, a peer may be worried about completing the 12 steps and ask the peer leader for help. The peer leader will respond that this is an issue that needs to be worked out with their sponsor, not the peer leader. Similarly, in the instance where a peer has questions about recurrent symptoms or whether or not a medication needs to be changed, Craig,
Mm-hmm.
see that?
Yeah, I was gonna get into. I was waiting to jump in
Go ahead.
because let's share with the people. We had a situation where there was a gentleman that we were referred to residential treatment, and however, the place that he was linked with, they didn't know or it wasn't revealed that he has a MAT. He's on MAT, medication assisted treatment, and that he's on a 90 milligram. Long story short, he wasn't able to be provided with services. So I shared with Mike, who was very experienced in linkage. Tell me what you told me, Mike.
That you can't, it's like it was saying here, similar to the instance where a peer has question about recurrent symptoms or whether or not a medication needs to be changed. I was letting Craig know that although they wouldn't take him because his dosage is high, we can't tell him to go to his doctor and tell him that, you need to lower your dosage. We can tell him to consult his doctor and let him know that he's trying to get into a treatment and find out what his recommendation would be in regards to his dosage. We can't tell him, listen, you need to drop your dosage. Right. The program accepts a certain amount, but we aren't medical professionals and we can't override what the doctor is prescribing, no matter if we're trying to help him or not. We can refer him back to his doctor and tell his doctor, this is what I'm trying to do. What do you suggest me do in regards to the doses that you're providing?
And so one of the effective steps that we took was to call around to find out what place would take him with that type of MAT. And come to find out, most places will not accept 90, however, 30 or lower. And so, like Mike was saying, when he conveyed to me, that gentleman will have to consult his physician or nurse, see how, whatever they can work out in order for us to proceed any further.
And that's something, because when I said that, I didn't know it was there. I didn't know because we're not medical professionals. But whether or not a medication needs to be changed, that's not us. The peer leader will tell the peer that this is something that needs to be taken up with their doctor or nurse. That's a good. Thank you. And that's smart. But anyway, in early recovery especially, the peer leader acting as a mentor or coach spends a great deal of time with the peer, typically more than 12-step sponsor. That's because the peer leader often has more extensive knowledge about what's available in the community in terms of employment, housing, educational and social services, and community health services. That is very powerful for us for working for the Cumberland County Human Services. There is a host of services that we provide in the county, and being as though we work for Cumberland County Human Services, we have more knowledge of more services that are available to our people in the particular area that we are providing services for. So the peer leader is involved in helping peers make appropriate choices about what recovery path will work best for them, all the way back to different pathways of recovery. What pathway works better for you? I talk to people all the time. They say, I'm not really good with this NA and AA stuff. I have a spiritual foundation. Then that pathway will probably work better for you. Don't try to force yourself to be something that you're not, or like something that you don't like. Find out what pathway works better for you. Similarly, the peer leader will typically not urge the peer to follow any particular pathways. Again, the intent to encourage the peer to find the right pathway that will be in the peer's best interest. Woo! That's what I was just saying.
Yep. And so, last and not least, I believe,
hey, listen, brother.
how individuals benefit from peer recovery support services?
What?
How would they benefit?
How individuals.
Hmm?
How individuals.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Who wants to start off? We can start like we just did. Go ahead, Ms. Karen. And then I'll get it.
The benefits of peer recovery support services are both tangible and intangible. They vary from individual to individual. Some people in early recovery attest to the fact that these services help them remain in recovery, whereas simple reliance on 12-step meetings or sessions with a counselor did not. To that end, peer recovery support services fulfill their mission to help people strengthen and remain in recovery. Here are some other benefits.
All right. This is talking about some benefits of helping people stay in recovery by strengthening them to remain in their recovery. One of them is a safe place to socialize. Participation in peer recovery support services know they have a safe place to socialize with others who are also in recovery. This gives them a sense of belonging, of community, and a pressure-free opportunity to interact with others. I think about one day we had an event here, was it the job fair? When we had all those people here. That's exactly how I see all of the recoveries that's going to come through this particular place. That's how I see it. Everybody was interacting with each other. Nobody was feeling threatened. Everybody was socializing, and they was doing what they needed to do here. And I think that's a safe place to socialize. This is a safe place for you to socialize.
Mm-hmm. And so the second bullet says sharing personal stories and problem solving. Group support activities often have an educational component as well. During such group interaction, peers have the opportunity to share personal stories as well as solve problems. The group may consist of individuals with a shared substance abuse disorder or HIV and AIDS, or those re-entering society following incarceration, or those who with the same cultural or religious background.
Wow.
And it's so important for all of us that's in recovery. I am in recovery as well. And so to have an open dialogue, because in order to, it says each one must teach one. So in order for us to keep our sobriety, we have to give it away. And so you never know what your story, when you bring it to the table, may benefit or help someone along the way.
And we all should be culturally conscious of other individual cultures. We might do something that offends someone. If you do something that offends another culture and you don't know, the simple answer or the simple thing to do is say, I didn't know. Instead of trying to say, no, just say, yeah, I didn't know, So that's the only way that you can be culturally conscious in our society.
Enriching spiritual values. Some, but not all, peer group activities that are led by a peer leader have a spiritual component, in addition to educational and group support. This provides participants with an opportunity to enrich their own spiritual values, whatever they may be.
Yeah. Everybody has the opportunity to build their spiritual foundation. I mention it all the time that everything that I do is built off of my spiritual foundation. Anything that tells me that I can't do this and I can't do this, or make me get off of my spiritual foundation, I basically will walk away from it because I won't negotiate with my spiritual foundation.
And another thing, we don't discriminate.
Yeah.
So whatever faith base that you're coming from, we're gonna respect that, we're gonna honor that, and we're gonna ask those who, whether it's group setting and within this facility, to respect and allow people to have a voice of how they view their higher power. All right?
All right. Where am I? Learning new skills? Learning new skills, outside experts are often brought in to demonstrate and teach new skill sets to group members. We want to have a Wellness Wednesday here. We're going to also have people come in, experts in their particular field, and they will have new skills that they will show us in all types of, we had acupuncture, we had the drumming.
Oh, yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, so we will have people who are experts in their fields coming in. It's called Wellness Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. The range of skills may include credit counseling, how to budget and manage finance, job skills training, how to prevent relapse and effective conflict resolution. Relapse prevention is something that I'm going to be doing here at some point. And something that I want to teach, I always used to teach this relapse prevention, so I want to be doing something for that too. All right, next.
Place to practice new social skills. Peer recovery groups offer participants a non-threatening environment in which to practice some of the new social skills they have learned. And once again, you know, we have a thing that I've learned when I was in the therapeutic community is that we set rules. And so that is, if someone is sharing their story of how they learned some new social skills, there will be no poking holes in someone's story. And what that means is that if someone is telling their story, who am I to say that person is not being truthful? All right? And so we always like to be respectful so that someone here can feel safe to share. All right?
Nice.
Providing service to others. It's common for participants in peer recovery groups to want to give back to the community, to help others as they have been helped. After all, the peer group leader is someone who has also been in recovery and chose to help others. This example inspires many group participants to do likewise. Most often, they work as volunteers in providing peer recovery support services, but some receive a small stipend.
That's right.
Right.
Hey.
All right. And so a lot of people ask, you know, what can I do to give back? And so a lot of people want to oftentimes facilitate a group. You know, those who have learned some social skills or learned some tools of within their recovery and sobriety, we allow them. Those who might want to come and say, you know what, I want to straighten up around here, and then it's up to the supervisor to determine what would be that stipend or reward.
Or reward.
All right?
Yeah. Or gift, something. Services available. That's where I'm at.
Yep.
Services available at different stages of recovery. The adaptability of peer recovery support services that they are available at different stages of the recovery process. Such services may precede a person's entry into treatment and may facilitate motivate the individual's desire to change. Peer recovery support services may accompany treatment, thus providing a connection to the community during treatment. Service may follow treatment, offering a better relapse prevention. Many people who do not enter treatment because they cannot afford it or do not wish to can avail themselves of peer recovery support services. We like people that we refer to other treatment services to sign an ROI, release of information, so they can make the connection to come back so we can help them during the process. Remember, it's not just one part you need to take care of and then you get that done and then you're good. It's a whole process. It's a journey, if you will. And we want to make connections to people we refer to treatment providers and try to make that connection back to them. That's why we do follow-up phone calls, weekly follow-up phone calls. Is because we know that it's a journey that they have to go through. And a lot of times some people will start the journey, but abandon the journey in the middle. So a recovery coach, peer recovery specialist is the person that try to help the person complete the whole journey.
Right. Leadership development. During participation in peer recovery support groups, members are also building upon their leadership ability. This gives them a foundation to be able to help others by either directing the service program or by providing support to their peers. Remember, I just spoke on those who would like to facilitate groups and those who would like to share with that is welcome. That shows leadership skills, especially when someone who has obtained or gained full employment or relationships or housing, and they're showing others, not only through words, but through demonstration that they are doing well and have taken on the life skills that they have gained and passing it on to somebody else. It's very
Good stuff,
important.
man.
Share. Don't keep it to yourself.
Share it, brother.
Share it.
Promotion of shared values, self-direction, empowerment, choice, giving back to others, keeping recovery first, being a leader, participating, being authentic, and including all cultures are shared values that are promoted during peer recovery support services.
Nice. Always available. Peer recovery support services are one means of providing an invaluable, continuous, available support following treatment. This safety net is for individuals who have completed treatment, helps them in their goals to remain in recovery, and begin the necessary steps to achieve their dreams. So that's always available. Again, we were talking about the benefits of peer recovery support services. Here at Capital Recovery Center, we have a list of services that we can provide for you. And if you would like to, you can always get in touch with us. And thank you for that comment. We would like to provide you with all types of services that we have. What else we got here, buddy?
Well, we not only do we help with linking people to detox, residential treatment, sober living housing, we also help those who seek an MAT, and that's stands for medication assisted treatment. And so that's one of the ways that we help people maintain their sobriety, if that's of their liking or choosing. IOP, which is intensive outpatient program, we assist with that as well. So we have jobs that's been posted. We have a housing coordinator that's here now,
Right.
who able to give us tremendous help as far as with the housing and utilities. And so we're looking forward, once this place open, to help all those that we can.
Oh,
All right, well,
with that, we see you guys next week, Tuesday, 10 a.m., coffee and conversation. And also don't forget about the Recovery on Wheels, and also about our overdose awareness coming up at the end of the month. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys soon.
All right, take care. Be blessed.